Yeah, another beautiful day out in Mother Nature. Oh, hang on. What's this? Let me check this real quick. Oh, God. Get all this trash away from me, Call of Duty. Get out of the way. Move.
I said move!
What's going on, guys? I hope you're all having a good day. Isn't it funny how with the new games coming out, Call of Duty and Battlefield coming out, those two are butting heads to the point where it's just funny to watch because Call of Duty is now scrambling as best they can to just pile something together. They're realizing that, you know, they've had it too good for too long. And now that Battlefield's come out, just like they always do, it doesn't matter if it's Battlefield 1, if it was Battlefield 5, Battlefield 2042, each time they come out with a game, it scares Call of Duty to its fucking core, and then they have to scramble to change stuff because if they don't, right, everyone's gonna make fun of them for it, and this year is no exception. In fact, this year seems like it's even worse than usual. You know, when Call of Duty has stumbled in the past, they've always had some kind of safety net to go across on. And, you know, their marketing has always been good. They've always tried their best to make the games look as good as possible. But this year, like, the marketing isn't like, oh, like, look at all this cool stuff we're doing. It's like, look at all the stuff we're fixing finally. Look at all the stuff that we're actually doing that you've been asking us to do for years at this point. And while, yes, you're fixing stuff, and that's really good, you're not fixing some of the main stuff that we've been asking you to fix since forever ago. Since MW 2019, we've been asking you to cool off on the skill-based matchmaking, cool off on the disbanding of lobbies, you know? It's like, cool off on the wacky skins. Just like take a chill pill and realize that people don't want to play the fucking, you know, shop simulator and your Fortnite simulator because that's all you've become at this point. You've Fortnite-ified your game, and people are fed up. The Call of Duty community doesn't want the game to be like this anymore, and we've been telling you it's like we don't want this, and so people are leaving, and it's going like that across the board. You've been seeing people leave Call of Duty in droves. I've already made videos about that, so like I don't feel like I need to go into much more conversation. It's it's a no-brainer that people are leaving Call of Duty because at this point it's like they haven't cared for the past 4 years. I think they really cared for MW 2019. It really showed that they, you know, at least put some effort into that. But obviously the bad cloud of Warzone was floating over that, and then it proceeded to rain shit all over that game once they started dropping in crap skins and garbage that nobody wanted, but apparently everybody wanted because Warzone was the most popular thing ever for Call of Duty, and they've been chasing that high ever since.
Please! Please! No!
You haven't had any game willing to stand up and challenge against Call of Duty. We had X-Defiant, and that ended up falling to the fingers of Ubisoft because of their own undoing. You had games like Splitgate coming out and trying to take over kind of the arena shooter as well, and that for some reason didn't really do very well. And I don't know if it was because of, you know, the controversy of them going out on stage with a certain political hat, but besides that, like, I don't even think that was the main reason. I just think people weren't interested in another hyper competitive, you know, hyper movement type shooter, and then it's exaggerated by portals that can suddenly appear behind you, you know, appears behind you, nothing personal, kid, and then you get completely dicked by some dude that's got crazy angles on you. But it, you know, it's really kind of interesting to watch Call of Duty scramble and try to fix the game as best as possible. I mean, it's just like little things, like they're tweaking skins, they're going over all like the maps, and they're really revealing their hands super early here. Like, they're willing to show off, you know, as many of the maps as possible. They're just trying to generate any excitement for the game. And if it is anything with that Gamescom event that they had when they revealed Black Ops 7 for like a little bit more, most of the campaign, but they showed off a good bit and the entire crowd had no reaction.
Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town.
This whole event is just like the exact carbon copy of what happened with Infinite Warfare and how that game ended up turning out to be the most disliked, you know, video on YouTube ever, because right when everyone was saying that they didn't want any more futuristic Call of Duties, they go ahead and release another, you know, Call of Duty set in space and even more futuristic than we've ever seen before. And, you know, people were fed up. They didn't want that. And, you know, I think a lot of people ended up skipping out on that, but they still bought a lot of copies series of Infinite Warfare because they slapped COD 4 Remastered onto it and turned it out to be, you know, one of the more popular Call of Duties because, you know, a lot of people liked COD 4 and it was a good remake. The remake was really good. Like, I'll give them credit for that, but that was their little safety net. They're like, oh shit, this game isn't going to go well, you know, hit the panic button and release the the remaster of COD 4. But this year they don't have that. They don't have the little safety net, you know, Black Ops 1 remastered or whatever it is that they could possibly do. Like, I'll eat my words if they end up announcing, you know, some remastered Call of Duty, whether it's, you know, Black Ops 1 or World at War. Like, God, if they remaster World at War, that would be something crazy. And they'd have to do that properly. It would have to be as gory and crazy and scary as the original one, because you have to. They are trying their best to figure out some way to get people back into the interest of Black Ops 7. Like, you know, if the beta comes out and ends up being really fun and people enjoy it, like, that'll be awesome. I hope the game is fun. I want the game to be fun. I want Call of Duty to return to its fun, you know, roots. That's why, you know, the background for this video is Black Ops 2. I'm jumping on the PC version of Black Ops 2, and as much as it's dangerous to do so, I'm probably getting my computer probed like an alien, bro. The aliens are sitting there fucking probing my PC, and these guys are from fucking Brazil and Russia. You straight up looking through my computer while I'm playing Black Ops 2 of all things, you know? But like, why would I risk my entire PC just to play Black Ops 2? You know, maybe it's because it's fun. Maybe it's because I'm having a good time. I don't care if I go 16 and 18, I go negative. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. The game is just enjoyable to play versus the new games where it's like, I want to turn my brain off and melt into my fucking couch. Like, they just think you're dumb. Like, everything you do in that game and the new Call of Duties is just like brain melting crap. It's like, oh, our skill-based matchmaking and engagement-based matchmaking is keeping you playing the game longer. It's like, I don't really think so. Like, you get bored of playing a couple matches and then you start messing around in the menus and you just find your way to that shop. You find your way into that shop and you start seeing all those crazy bundles, and, you know, maybe Black Ops 7 will fall back on that. They'll try to make everything a little more grounded, but how long is that going to last, right? Genuine question. How long is that going to last? Is it going to last a week of the game launching? Are they going to give the game 2 weeks? Are they going to give it a whole month maybe? Are they going to wait till the first proper season for the Warzone integration before they start adding the crappy skins into the game? Because you know they're coming. And if there's as much, you know, crossover with Beavis and Butthead and Ninja Turtles and farting unicorns from Black Ops 6, there's more than likely going to be a lot of those in Black Ops 7. And, you know, I'll eat my words again, right? I'll be eating a lot of words from the words I'm saying from this video, but I seriously will be very surprised if there isn't complete wackadoo skins coming out for that game, because it was just on a higher level than ever before seen in Black Ops 6. And look, if you made it this far into the video, right, I'm just going to drop a little bombshell here. You know, it's not just about the cosmetics and the skins that should be, like, immediately rejected. You know, it only like, a lot of it just turns into pop culture slop. But the problem is that they hire psychoanalysts and they go in and make sure that people, you know, they hire people who know how you think. They know how you're going to react to things, right? They specialize in finding the most vulnerable demographic for their products. And, you know, in a matter of the skins, like in COD's case, they know how it is now, filled with a bunch of people, you know, 30 to 40 that are nostalgic for like the older stuff, the 90s and 80s, and they're going to shove in as much of that pop culture stuff as possible. That's why you saw, you know, it's the 90s, so we can put, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there. But now that they're going into the future, right, what are they going to put in there? We're going to see Fry from Futurama and, you know, whatever sci-fi thing they're going to do. We're going to see Darth fucking Vader. Like, are we going to see Darth Vader and Luke fucking Skywalker running around with a M416? Like, I can't wait to see that, guys. I can't wait to spend that money. Like, you want to apply all the sci-fi stuff with the older demographic? Yeah, just throw fucking Star Trek in there as well then, you know? Just pull in all those pop culture guys in there. I want to see some fucking Predator versus Alien type shit. And they've already done that, right? Look back at COD Ghost. They've already been doing this for years, guys. Like, it's just the same thing over and over. Anyway, That's all I got for today, guys. Be sure to hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get over to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.